money.
This is Zip Squad, bitch.
Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss.
Welcome to another episode of From the Voices of the Squared Circle, Top Rope Wrestling Talk. This is a wrestling show by wrestling fans for wrestling fans. And joining me, as always, is none other than hashtag the whole ass vibe, Miss Latina Heat herself, the first lady of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, Grandma Wendy.
Viva la raza! If you're not cheating, you're not trying. We lie, we cheat, we steal. We lie, we cheat, we steal. Mama, see now, we got that passion assassin.
Whoa, a little extra.
It's just because I keep missing.
Wendy getting the extra.
I'm not used to being set up in this
Right?
position. So, and there was a little boo in there that wasn't supposed to be. My bad, y'all.
But it was funny.
But it was funny, though.
That's for later in the show.
Right.
Yes.
And also joining me, like always, is the producer himself, the soundboard extraordinaire, the jack of all trades, the master of zero, Dom.
Where the hell did you go? There it is. Gee. Oh, man. Oh, I miss that music. What's up, y'all?
And I'm none other than the MJF mark, the pinnacle of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, the high class one, Bruce.
You went there.
Oh, wow.
I am.
And he knows it.
And he knows it.
Yes, I do.
See?
What the hell has been going on, people?
Oh.
Road to WrestleMania. I had to.
Oh.
I had to get to.
The
I
road
had to kick it
to...
off. We had to start in the rabbit hole. We had to start in the rabbit hole first,
And
because
then we
once
can
we
climb
dig
our way
ourselves
out.
out, everything gets better. Yeah.
I mean, it's... Oh, God. The road to WrestleMania is so curvy and bumpy and leads back around to the
God.
beginning.
It's confusing.
It is so weird. Like, I'm sort of watching it play out because, as you probably noticed by now, we're not live. We are not live because I'm having some issues from the hernia, which I'm getting operated on in 6 days, and I just couldn't come off the couch. So I set up as best I could. I'm trying not to reach as much as possible. It's low tech. So yeah, we had what was the lame pay-per-view filler that came by on Peacock? Oh, Fastlane. That one. Yes, we had
I
Fastlane.
prefer Great Balls of
Excuse me.
Fire, but I'll take Fastlane.
Yeah, Great Balls of Fire just makes me giggle.
Either or.
It would have been more fitting because we had a Crispy Critter return at Fastlane. So Great Balls of Fire,
Yes,
Crispy
we did.
Critter. But we had, you know, as much as certain people that we know and certain people that we might love talk about the head of the table, I will say it was clear to me and anybody that watched that show that the head of the table was going. I'm done.
Pretty much.
Win, Daniel.
Pretty much.
I'm done.
Pretty much.
And of course, chaos had ensued before that, and the referee was out, and Edge comes in because he's supposed to be the special enforcer, and he basically destroys everybody with the chair, allowing Roman Reigns to end up getting the victory. So, there's that. And then, of course,
surprise.
the following Monday, we had like a good news, bad news scenario. We had the debut of Rhea Ripley, which I loved, where she literally stepped to Asuka and challenged her to a match at WrestleMania, which was accepted, which I love.
Okay.
I don't know who to. I don't know
only
who I
because
want to
Charlotte's
win that
not
match
over.
because I absolutely adore them both. And since then, we've had a lot of people at our group, a lot of people on our Twitter, a lot of people, a lot of wrestling fans in general say, well, don't you think both these matches are going to end up being triple threats at WrestleMania because Daniel Bryan got screwed, Charlotte Flair has no plans? So I'm going to leave it to
She has
these
no
two. Between the Universal Championship and the the Raw Women's Championships, do you think both matches will end up triple threats? We'll get one, not the other. Where's your head at on this one?
I don't think Charlotte's gonna be at WrestleMania.
No, she's got the Rona, man.
Yeah,
I know she got the Rona, but we got more than 2 weeks before Mania.
Doesn't mean she'll be back by then.
Bro, they took her off the poster.
True. Even if she was back, like, I don't want this to be a triple threat match. Rhea
will be.
already had her opportunity at WrestleMania to have a moment last year. It didn't happen. It aggravated a lot of people, including maybe all three of us.
Yeah.
Now she's got another shot, and I would love for this to be a one-on-one match. And as much as I love Asuka, I would love for Rhea Ripley to be able to win this match and hold up that title and have her moment, because she deserves to have that moment. And if you stick her to triple threat with Charlotte, I mean, this is NXT TakeOver all over again. Just
yeah.
instead of Rhea and Charlotte and Io, it's Rhea and Charlotte and Asuka.
I think this is one of the few times that I'm going to be like, thank you, COVID, because Charlotte's not going to be back in time for it. And she's got to take time to get better, to heal and all that. It's not going to be a triple threat. There's no way that's happening.
I just need her to stay home and not ruin this match.
Oh, Hundo
Well,
P, son.
There's also that other little wrinkle because, we had reported that WWE released and retracted the releasing of Andrade. And now they have gone back and re-released him.
Thank God.
So with him
He's free to
gone,
do what he wants.
and with Charlotte being attached to him at the hip throughout WWE for the last few years, like whatever show he's on, she's on. Is she gone?
No.
No.
So even if it's
Like I
not,
said in the group, there's that familial loyalty to the E. She's not leaving. I'm sure Vince has made a very sweet offer to her, being a Flair, and I'm sure she's not leaving.
okay, you might be right on
I mean,
that.
where else as a Flair is she going to get away with everything?
No, you make a lot of sense with that. Although I don't know. I mean, they're very. You see the Rhodes getting away with murder on AEW, so why not a Flair?
That's their show.
How are they getting away with murder?
Did you see the stupid? Did you see the stupid scrimmage segment with QT Marshall?
Yeah.
And the special announcement being a reality
They've got a
show.
reality- but
and
here's the thing.
all these people complaining that Cody has oversaturated himself on Dynamite, and Brandy getting her own figure. We've talked about that. I mean, the list goes on. I can continue. There's like 2 years worth of shit.
But with the reality show, we did say last week that this is like one way of bringing wrestling to a more mainstream audience. And again, reiterating what Freddie Prinze
And I'm
Jr. said.
I was
how
just
many
about
of
to
you
say that.
don't want wrestling?
Yeah.
So we can't backpedal now that we've put that out there.
Yeah,
I was
like,
just about to say that because, I'm actually interested in the reality show, and it's like Freddie Prinze had said in his tweet and all that. You have to give these guys credit because television executives and wrestling do not go hand in hand. And with this show, it's kind of like part reality show, part documentary series. It's a little bit like Miz and the it's a little bit like Miz and Mrs., only more relevant.
Yeah.
Cause like
I don't know about relevant, but
Cody and Brandy are way bigger in wrestling than Miz and Maurice are right now.
But like the thing,
Especially Maurice. I'm just saying.
the thing with this whole ordeal is like when AEW started, Cody was the hottest fucking thing going in professional wrestling, along with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. So now that he's giving the fans essentially what they really wanted in Cody Rhodes on television.
Yeah.
He's giving the fans exactly what they wanted when AEW started, but now
And people are complaining.
oversaturated. He's doing this. He's
I know.
doing that.
It was like, hey, we want women
like,
on Dynamite.
no.
We want women on Dynamite. Okay, here's women on Dynamite in the main event. Ratings go down.
I mean,
This is
I don't
the
know.
you know how long ago was it that Bully Ray said the one of the biggest problems with wrestling are wrestling fans, not
Yes.
all, but a certain group of wrestling fans. This is where it cut because Cody was the hottest thing. Everybody loved Cody, and now they got a bunch of Cody on AEW. People are complaining. Everybody wanted women on Dynamite. You got it. You're not watching it. There's a certain group out there, and you can call them whatever you want to call them, but there's I'm not gonna try to get like disrespectful, but there is a certain group out there that say we want this, we want this, we want this, and then when they get it, they don't bother with it,
That's
or
not
they
what I want.
complain.
The only thing I complain about is the fucking neck tattoo.
Okay, that's worth complaining about. That's a
Here's-
bad tattoo.
Here's how I look at it. As soon as Cody Rhodes starts putting on really shitty matches, then I'll complain about him being on Dynamite.
Yeah.
But until that day, I will continue watching Cody Rhodes
As many-
matches and love them.
As I was just about to say, as many matches as Cody has had on Dynamites and pay-per-views and everything since joining AEW, when did he have a bad match?
He hasn't.
Not never.
he's had matches where he's done questionable things, i.e., no selling Penta. But that,
That
was the match.
was yeah.
But
But it was a good match
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That whole match was good though.
until
know,
that point.
I-
Yes.
Has he actually had a bad match since he left WWE?
Thankfully, no.
No, not
Not
really.
that I can think of.
There was a bit of a choppy one with Eddie Edwards when he first left and he went to Impact, but it wasn't bad. It was just it was a little like kind of robotic and off beat
But
almost.
it's understandable though because he was having to like deprogram from the WWE.
Right.
Because as everyone knows, they have a very certain particular way of doing things.
Right. And at the time Impact was kind of struggling, so Cody had just gotten free, and not only did they bring him to Impact, they stuck him in basically what was his first match since WWE for the Impact title in a main event at a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It was the
So they
it was
threw
the
him
global force.
And since
just threw him into
NWA
the
is
fire.
back, since NWA is finally back, and the song is back, I'm gonna say this: they threw him into the fire as soon as he got out of WWE.
His title, he wasn't put into an Impact title match. He won the one of the Global Force titles when Global Force kind of took over Impact, or they were invading
right.
Impact.
It was
He
that
took a
weird-
Global Force title.
It was that weird. It's still kind of Dixie, but it's Jeff Jarrett and Kara Jarrett
brand-
coming back at
yeah.
the same time, and we're putting the two brands together, and it never really worked.
no.
Yeah.
But still, it was like right after he got out of WWE.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
One of his very first matches was for like the Global Force Impact, whatever the fuck title it was at the time. And it didn't look great, but at the same time, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It was like, for Cody, it was bad. You know what I mean? Like any other
It was one of
wrestler
those,
had a
like,
good
wasn't
match.
half bad.
Cody had an off night. it's just there's just but go back to it. There's just a certain group of wrestling fans out there that will scream to the high heavens wherever they get a shot on social media or whatever they get the chance that they want this or they're sick of this or they're sick of that, and you get what you want, and then either you don't bother or you just keep on complaining. And please, people, like, all I have to say to that is shame.
Right.
Like I think it goes back to the point I've been making over the last few weeks, where sometimes something happens while you're watching, and you get in your feels about it, and you might say certain things or whatever, but then when you take a minute and you think about it, or you let it sink in, you're like, oh, okay, I see what they did there. I couldn't get past the no-sell thing with Cody. That was it. Because there was no reason. If he goes out and sells his ass off for QT Marshall this coming week after no-selling Penta a couple weeks ago, I am going to be fucking furious.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything that these certain people complain about, that Cody and the Bucks and everybody, they look out for their friends and they only put certain people over, yada yada, will look true then. If he goes over the top to sell for QT Marshall and then just shits all over Penta. Especially after that match this week with it wasn't the Death Triangle, but it was the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid versus the Bucks and Brandon Cutler. Like, that shit was insane.
Yeah, that was a wild ass.
I haven't seen Penta actually fly in a long time, so I was excited for that. Like, look at the Lord of Lucha Libre just flip through the air.
Right? I'll be honest, I was supposed to be doing some work when I was watching that. I was like stopped and I'm like, hands on the keyboard, like for like a hot ass minute.
Let me back this up again. Let me see that again.
Totally brain dead. And then all of a sudden the phone rang and I was like, shit, I'm working. Yeah, no, it was that good. It was that good of a match.
Oh, Empire stuff. But yeah, and going all the way back, because we jumped out of the rabbit hole, but going all the way back, I could see the Universal title becoming a triple threat match. But I don't want to see the Raw Women's Championship become a triple threat match. I want it to be Rhea versus Asuka. I know there were even some people complaining, like, how does Rhea debut on Raw and get in a title match?
By saying, bitch, I'm getting a title shot.
How about because she's Rhea Ripley, B, because she said so, and C, because she was in WrestleMania last year and a lot of people weren't. Yeah. Even on that Raw roster, a lot of people weren't. So what's your problem with it? I didn't even think of it until I saw people complaining about it, and I was like, really? It's fucking Rhea Ripley.
If you consider who's on the roster right now, if not Ripley, then who?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, only use one other person, and that's Charlotte.
It would be Charlotte, but no.
She's not here though.
And
Charlotte's not here, so if not
they had
Ripley, then who?
They had that weird build towards Lacey Evans before we found out she was pregnant, and I don't think Becky's ready yet.
For real.
So
she's still on maternity leave, anyways.
So Rhea, it is,
But how crazy would it be if she does come back at WrestleMania?
That would be cool.
How would you feel? If she came back and entered herself in the Raw match?
Ooh. I don't know if I'd want her to get in it. I don't know if I'd want her to get in it, but I could see, like, I don't know. I'm just hypothetically. Let's say they have the championship match at WrestleMania. Rhea wins, because like Asuka's had that belt for a while now, So let's say Rhea wins. Immediately following, you get Becky Lynch. You hear the music, and Becky Lynch walks the ramp and gets in Rhea Ripley's face. Now there's a moment.
Set something pretty awesome up. Yeah, I'm for that.
But just throw herself in the match. I don't know about all that.
No.
But if she were to kind of challenge whoever won immediately following the match, like shake their hand, get in their face, that's a stare down at WrestleMania, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
They could. Well, yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Now.
You're good.
Another thing that was pretty cool.
I was thinking of something, then I thought about it. I was like, eh.
Another thing that was pretty cool, because we're just skipping around here. Another thing that was pretty cool was, how about John Silver in the AEW main event on Dynamite? on Wednesday night.
Fucking well deserved.
Beyond.
That I
Yeah.
so
was-
I wanted to we were kind of chatting about this a little bit before
Yeah.
me and
before
Dom
the-
were before the show
Before the
started.
button got hit.
and Wendy as well, but I just want to turn the page back to the beginning of AEW Dynamite, and the Beaver Boys are out there wrestling. Our first impressions of the Beaver Boys on Dynamite were, who the fuck are these guys, and why are they
why do I
taking up-
care?
Why are they taking
Oh yeah,
up our
no,
television
I was
time?
like, okay.
Yeah, what the
Beaver
fuck am
Boys,
I
all right.
watching? Like, I had seen them in the Indies a couple of times. I knew who they were, but at the
Yeah.
same time, when you saw them in AEW, you were like, this ain't the Beaver Boys. You know, like they totally changed the way they worked, the way they looked, and you were like, this is. I don't think I like this. I know I don't like this. This is not cool.
And now it's like fast forward to year 2, and dude, they allowed Silver and Reynolds, mostly Silver, to just come out of his shell and do what he does. And thank you, Brody Lee.
Johnny Hungy. You know.
Dude, yeah.
I use that so
Like,
many times.
It's
I'm not even
awesome.
gonna lie. Like,
It's
pizza
awesome.
guy shows up at the door. I'm like, Tommy Hungy.
When I get the text from coworkers, lunchtime, I just whispered myself, Johnny Hungy.
Okay, maybe I'm egotistical. I put my name in there. I figure yours is perfect, Wendy Hungy.
Oh yeah. It's just more fun saying Johnny Hungy.
It really is, I guess. I don't know. I still use mine, so I don't know. I'll try it next time. But it was so cool. It was cool to see him in the main event. The actual match itself was very cool. The only uncool part was him going over that guardrail and landing
Oh my
kind of
God.
just high and tight right here. And I don't know if it was a shoulder injury because he didn't specify, but on his Twitter, he had came out and said, like, he got hurt. The good news is he doesn't need surgery like me, but he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm guessing it's from landing, because you see him land, and then when he gets up and he's getting back in the ring, he actually pops it looks like he's popping his shoulder back into place.
That hurt me. I think that's what hurt the most. I was like, ugh.
And so, while I'm speculating on that part, it certainly looked as though that was the injury. He didn't say, but it looked that way. And to be able to not only pop your shoulder back in, but pull off that like spinning release power bomb from the top rope.
That was sweet.
Like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, Johnny not just hungry, Johnny good. Johnny damn good. Like Johnny Hungy is now Johnny Be Good. I am so I already, believe me, I already had a lot of respect for John Silver. I think I named him one of the most improved of 2020. But I mean, damn, like the respect level went up 2 or 3 more notches at the end of that match, because you could tell he was hurting. He was hurting, and you could tell that he was gutting it out. And I'm doing that right now, so I respect you, buddy.
Yeah,
Seriously.
that stuff was. It definitely looked like it fucking hurt. Like, you guys were watching me watch the match before the show.
Yeah.
And when I was like, "Ooh."
I seriously need
Like,
to
oof.
record that. Like,
Oof, my guy.
you've had so many reactions watching the show before we record. I need to record that and get it out there. It's so good. It's so good because you'll be asking me questions. I'm like, nope, you got to keep watching.
Right?
Oh shit! Right, I told you.
Can we just say Britt Baker's fucking amazing?
Oh yeah, that's another one. You know, we talked about how
Britt Baker
how
is
far
brilliant.
Britt
Yes.
Baker was. Look where Britt
She's
Baker
the
was,
dentist of mass destruction.
and then look
Fuck
at
with
where
you,
she
Hurt.
is now. I loved the whole the part of the promo I loved was when she said to Mick Foley, "Thanks for the thumbs up." But it took you 20 years to
20
be
years.
become a hardcore legend, and I did it in one night.
That was so awesome.
I was like, wow.
Oh, damn. Shots fired.
Like you see what I've been saying these last few weeks about how they're slowly moving Britt into that top tier of AEW women, like with Sheeta and maybe a few
100%.
other people. Like she is there. Like there's no moving. She's there. Her and Sheeta are on another level, and then there's everybody else, and they're slowly starting to bring others up at the same time. Because like, you see where Britt is, you see Sheeta on top. All these title defenses and unsanctioned matches. Their number one ranked woman right now is Ty Conti. I didn't even know that until Wednesday. And I was
Same.
like,
I was actually kind of surprised.
Really? And I
like,
thought, which would have made me feel bad because I'm a huge fan, but I thought they were just using that as fodder to get Nyla Rose back in the picture. Like, okay, Ty's number one.
Yeah, same.
But Nyla's gonna drop her like a bad habit, and then Nyla's gonna be number one. And but alas, match is over. Ty Conti wins. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is great. Like, not a bad. This is great. I love you, Nyla. Don't get me wrong, but this is great.
This is actually a good match, especially because Ty Conti isn't just a pretty face. She actually can wrestle, and she's not just wrestling. She has other skill sets as well. So she definitely brought something, She's
one of the ones I brain farted on last week when I was talking about women that, like, yeah, of course they look good, but they can fucking wrestle at the same time. So as much as I do, like, yes, I appreciate a good looking female form, but at the same time, these women can wrestle, and Ty Conti is another one. Like, she is gorgeous, but she's also,
but hot damn,
she's also pretty fucking lethal. Yeah. Like, she will break your face. She will twist your arm. She will
say the wrong thing. Say the wrong thing, and she will wreck you.
Like
and
that.
She comes off the sweetest looking person. Absolutely beautiful. Looks so kind-hearted. But you fuck with her. That's the end of you.
That's just it. You done. Because Nyla fucked with her during that tournament and shit, and she was like, She's like, you ain't pulling this on me again.
Oh, no.
Not going down. Not gonna happen.
Oh.
Hi, Leia.
That was strange. She like coughed. I'm like, oh no.
Okay, I thought for a minute there, because I can only hear so much. I thought she might have thrown up on you. I was like, oh shit, we got YouTube
I was
gold.
worried for a second. No, she just coughed. She just had a little coffee cough.
Okay, because it was as gross as it would have been. I might have laughed. I'm not gonna. I can't deny that.
I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you at all. I'd be legitimately freaked out, and then I would probably vomit on her because I'm a sympathy puker.
And that just makes it an even better YouTube clip.
Just all over each other, and then I'd have to leave, take a shower, throw my sheets away, buy new sheets.
Like I'd be mixing that clip of like you and Leia in with the clip of like Brian and Stewie puking at the same time.
Oh my god, no, that would be so terrible.
But yeah, I did love that Ty Conti actually got the win, and they didn't just use her as fodder. They're actually, because again, but AEW's not trying to build their women's division.
Yeah.
They just had Ty Conti beat Nyla Rose. She's number one. Then they had the Bunny jump the ring and start after Sheeta had come out. And now all of a sudden the Bunny's back in the mix after not having a match since like what she was part of the Nightmare Sisters with Brandy. Was that like?
I also appreciated.
That was like pre-pandemic, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was like.
It was a while ago. It was a while ago.
That was like pre-pandemic, so it was like.
It's been a minute. Is all we're saying. It was back when QT's plugs had actually taken. It's been a while. Oh, and speaking of hair plugs, so Christian got confronted by Frankie Kazarian last week in the back.
Speaking of hair plugs, shut the fuck up.
Well, his actually took. They look great, Frankie.
They do.
Wow.
I'm jealous because I'm starting to thin out in the back myself. So his actually look good. Bruce is like, I don't want to talk. See, I have the Frankie Kazarian look. Bruce has the QT Marshall look, and except we haven't gotten hair plugs.
Yeah.
And just kind of gave him a little little jabs, little pokes. Remember me? Oh, that's a cute little. When's the work begin? And so we're gonna have
What was
Kaz
it when he was
versus
like, "Do you
Christian.
work on Monday?" Oh wait, no, you
Like,
don't.
oh yeah, are you available on Monday nights? Oh right, of course you're available on Monday nights now. I got a match on Elevation. Why don't you come check it out?
It was like,
So, oh, the shade. I thought you two were
there's
friends.
that, and the other slightly shady bit was when who was it? Was it MJF who was like, "Oh, aren't you gonna come out, Jericho, and break the
And
walls?"
break the
And I was
walls
like,
Yeah.
down during the pin. Yeah, that was great too. There was so much from that.
Yeah.
Even the Pinnacle in their debut match, we had FTR and Shawn Spears going up against the Varsity Blondes and was it Darius Martin from Top Flight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And
It was. I just watched it.
it was a tremendous match, but I love the fact that they used FTR used a little bit of assistance to help Shawn Spears hit his actual finisher and get the 3 count, because nobody needed that win more than Shawn Spears does right now in the Pinnacle, at least, because when
Yeah.
you look at them, you've heard it, even you've seen it. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, these 4 definitely," but what the hell's up with Shawn Spears?
I think he works great. Honestly.
I think he's the perfect fit for that. I think
Oh yeah.
they're
100p.
finally at a point where they're using him the way they should have continued to use him before the glove and the tag team partner and all that stuff. Like, the chairman thing had a lot of potential in it, and they just kind of went, okay, let's get away from that and let's use you to try to find somebody to tag up with. And then pandemic hit. Okay, forget that. We're just going to give you a glove and have you run around with the glove.
That glove made no damn sense.
Not really. Not at all. So to kind of have this course correction with him and give him the chairman meets like Corbin Dallas with that blonde hair, like Fifth Element, everybody knows, multipass. It just seems right. It just feels right. This is like where Shawn Spears needed to be all along.
Yes.
Yeah, I appreciate how cohesive like the whole group is, but yeah, like having Shawn Spears in it definitely will bring him back to the forefront, and it'll bring eyes back on him because he's definitely good at what he does.
And I also love that they have these people who are like, didn't quite get used properly in other places, or maybe got considered retreads from NXT, whether it be Ty Conti or Shawn Spears or whoever, that they're actually pushing to the forefront.
Cesar
And
Bononi.
yeah, him too. Remember him? Yeah, he's he's going somewhere too. Not fast, but he's going somewhere. And he's only been there for a few months, so give it a little time. But I love that they're taking these people and running with them and adjusting their look and their gimmick and their character on the fly to try to find something that's going to help them take off, instead of just like, oh well, this is working or it's not. Well, whatever, just sit in the back.
Yeah.
We'll just keep putting the same match on over and over again. Just sit in the back. We're good.
Go get your cup of coffee, would you?
And as much as as much as I might not want to talk about it, it seems to be all that anyone has talked about for the last few days. Let's try a little bit to talk about the Peacock Network situation with WWE.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Because obviously the switch happened just before Fastlane. And people have been saying, where's the content? Where's the content? Where's the content? Where's the content? And then shortly after that, we found out that Peacock had started to cut out, censor, edit certain things from certain shows from WWE's history, which is why there's little to no content on Peacock at the moment. And they, at least according to reports, Peacock plans to go through, edit, and censor all of WWE's content from the network before putting it out. They want to review, edit, and possibly censor everything.
Which is dumb. It's dumb as hell.
I really hope...
There goes all your 70s and 80s wrestling.
I think that's safe. I was
Right?
just about to
Pretty
say...
much.
I was just about to say, there goes all your Attitude Era shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's just throw
There goes-
that
There goes
decade
the whole
right out.
Attitude Era. There goes what? Like
How are they-
half of
they actually
WCW,
have-
all of ECW.
I was gonna say, they actually have a couple of ECW pay-per-views up already. I can't even. I'm amazed they got through. I don't know how the rest is going to.
Well, there goes the best era in wrestling.
You will
next to what's
never
going on right now.
You will never again see the Sandman crucified up against the ring by Raven and his flock. You will never see
You're gonna have
like
to look for this stuff on YouTube. Like that's
Yeah.
all there is to it. Or become best friends with Jim Cornette so you can get like into his stash that you know he has like all
or
over
you
the
can
house.
come over to my house because I have a very large vault.
I don't
Either
know if I'd go to Cornette's house. Him, his wife,
Nah.
other people.
Nah. You
I'm
go
not
to
going alone.
you go to
I'm only
Corny's
going,
place.
Like, with other people I'm safe
If
with.
you go to Corny's place, he might throw his wife at you, and I don't think you want anything to do with that. So you're better off coming to my place. Like I'm not gonna throw my wife
It's
at
safer.
you.
It's
I'm not
definitely
gonna.
safer. No.
I'm not gonna bitch about flips and
Shit's
flops.
just not gonna get weird.
It's not. We're just gonna have a few beers and
Yeah.
watch some shows and talk some shit. It's gonna be fun.
Exactly.
With Corny, I don't know about fun. Fun
Can I-
fun
It's
left
not safe,
Corny's
no.
house decades
I
ago.
gotta have like 911 on speed dial if I go to Corny's.
Yeah, like you gotta hold the 9 button on your cell phone and just
I
wait.
gotta call SVU.
This anonymous tip.
I think I pointed this out before, but our great and amazing friend Shells had something pointed out very clear on his Midnight Express album. Jim Cornette flat out said, if you talking about the Midnight Express, if you can clip their wings, you're doing something.
Right.
Basically saying Jim Cornette managed the very first high flying tag team.
Yeah. Almost. Pretty
But
much.
the motherfucker hates high flying wrestling.
Here's the thing, though. Does he hate it, or does he sit here and bitch and moan and say that he hates it to play into a certain group to get those YouTube views and that YouTube money? Because I could do that
Probably
too.
what he's doing.
I could do that too. We could come on here. We could complain about everything AEW and everything high flying, and we could complain about the old leg slap. We can complain about all of it, and we'll probably be making some money in no time flat. But it doesn't mean we will or we want to. Corny, on the other hand, no one's ever considered him to be dumb. Maybe a little out of touch. Maybe a little freaky behind the scenes. But nobody's ever accused that. I'm trying to be nice, but nobody's ever accused that man of being dumb. So I think what he really does is just play on that dark side of the force with wrestling fans. Just like, come here, good. Let the hate flow. Watch.
He's a massive troll, is what he fucking is.
Huge. He is like he is a Godzilla-sized troll.
He really is.
But yeah, even our another good friend of ours who we've had on the show, ironically, Pepsi Phil, had put a big thing up in on our Facebook group asking us, saying, and I quote, "I don't know about y'all, but I'm wondering if Peacock and WWE was a good move. I mean, yeah, content will be easier to find and less expensive, but if you edit the product, why bother? I mean, I'm not sure when Peacock became so puritanical. Don't they have a documentary series on John Wayne Gacy, the clown child killer?
Yes. He wasn't.
Don't they
a
have
child
all
killer.
the episodes of?
He was a serial killer, and he went after teenage boys and adult men.
This one's
he was a rapist.
This one's your wheelhouse too, Wendy. You would know this.
You
would know.
SVU, I swear I'll fight him.
He said, don't they have every episode of Law and Order SVU on Peacock?
They don't show anything. It's just a whole lot of procedural stuff. And Olivia Benson is like a true warrior
And then
for the victims.
Okay, Fair
I'll
enough,
defend
but
SVU
but
too.
it's
I will
still
die on that
but
hill.
it's still there. Is what that's all he said. He didn't down talk it. He just said, "Isn't it there?" And it is. Okay, so we're and then
SVU's a procedural.
and then last
drama.
but not least, according to Pepsi Phil, don't get me started on some of the shitty, exploitive, sexist reality shows.
That I can get with.
So
Yeah.
I know there's a lot to unpack there, but the original question was, is the Peacock WWE move a good one?
Doesn't sound like it.
And
And this is early. Again, there's still a lot to see where it goes and everything else. But from where we are today, is it a good move?
I'm gonna let it play out because I don't. Here's the thing: all the wrestling fans are all up in arms because they heard Peacock's editing some content.
Now, the only thing that I've actually heard them edit was what was it, like WrestleMania 7 maybe, Rowdy Piper versus Bad News Brown, and they took the match out because Rowdy Piper did a promo and came to the ring, and he was half black, half painted black, and then half white, and he would turn during the promo and he would speak in like blackface with a jive voice, and then he would turn and he would speak like himself on the white side.
Well,
Now, that was in bad taste when they did it. So to take that out, you're not really fucking with WWE's history. You're just saying, like, you probably shouldn't have done this in the first place. And even back then, you're not wrong.
yeah, it like and that's what I had seen, that it was like they were editing out like racial stuff.
Because there's a lot of jokes about, like, well, I guess we'll never see Mae Young give birth to a hand. Or...
Yeah, there was jokes. Like, I can guarantee you that they're gonna take the DX and X-Pac blackface promo.
Oh, the Nation
where they make fun of the
Nation
Dominant.
promo.
Yes.
Where they dress up
That
as
was-
Nation members. Triple H is The Rock, and Road Dogg is Mark Henry with the big
Afro.
fat suit and the afro. Yeah. I would think they're going
That
to
was
take
bad.
that out. That was bad. It wasn't Rowdy Piper
Basically,
bad.
they're gonna take out the whole Attitude Era because there was
That's what I
that.
said.
Braun
There
panty
was all the
matches.
bikini matches, the bra panty matches, the what was it, the mud matches they would have.
The
Oh, yeah.
dance contest.
Colors,
Don't forget the pillow fights.
Yes.
Can't leave out the pillow fights. But yeah, I mean,
Oh, and every single Stone Cold flip off, all of it gone. Oh,
No, it's
Jericho
not-
versus
no, it's gonna be
China, that
gone.
rivalry where she threw tampons at him, gone.
How do you
Well, I
know
remember
this?
that miscellaneous.
I
bit,
had no
but-
idea. I had no idea that Grandma was the missing member of Right to Censor. There was like Val Venus, Ivory, the Godfather, and
Yes.
Grandma.
I mean, I was in the background. You guys couldn't see me because I'm so short.
Because she's little,
and they
so she
never
was
panned
behind
down.
them, and
Never
they're
panned down, you know.
yeah. That makes total sense. I bet she was there. She was probably like 10, but she was there.
I was like, little itty bitty Wendy, you just couldn't see me.
Little 10-year-old 3-foot grandma.
Yep. Excuse you, sir. I was like 3'2". All right?
So wait
Oh,
a minute.
my bad.
You were
My
the
bad.
you were the little mini bull that Epico and Primo had when they were the
Yeah,
that
that
was
was-
you.
El Torito.
El Torito, yeah.
El
that was you.
Torito. Oh my God, how did I remember
I have
that?
my costume somewhere.
How
It's
did
a
I
little tight
remember
now,
that?
but I think I could probably squeeze into it.
But yeah, I'm when it comes to Peacock, I'm definitely kind of in the boat with Brucey. Like, let's see where this goes. But beyond that, if you're asking if it's a good move, then it depends on who you're asking. If you're asking fans and this plays out a certain way, it's probably not a good move. If you ask WWE, it's a great move because it made them $1 billion fucking dollars. And that's what
Unless the plan
WWE
is-
really cares
Unless
about.
the plan is, if you got that $4.99 plan, you have like the censored limited shit.
But if you
If
go
you
up,
get the $9.99 plan, then you get the
get
good
the-
shit.
Yeah.
you get everything.
Yeah,
get
yeah.
high
Because that would make sense.
You get all the
Yes.
foul, explicit, maybe racist content that you're not gonna get for $4.99.
Maybe racist.
Well, Roddy Piper in blackface. I mean, come on.
No. He was half blackface.
Just
X-Pac
half,
was
half.
full.
He was full on.
Blackface.
Full on.
Yeah, but it's
him
it,
and Triple H. Triple
we're
H was
going
like all out.
we're going. Well, we're
Oh.
The different eras too.
The comparison is these guys did a parody of the Nation of Domination, so they dressed up like them. Roddy Piper just did this to fucking do it. Or because somebody told him it was good shit. I don't know. I wasn't there. But there was no reason to do it.
I don't remember what he said in it.
Well, you're not going to find it on Peacock, that's for sure.
Nah, that's what YouTube's for.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know if it's a good move for fans. But that part of waiting to see play out, you got to let the content come out. You got to see what's there. But if you ask WWE, it's a brilliant move because it made him $1 billion, and that's what WWE is about now. Like where is our money? That's what WWE. We'll fire everybody. You know why? Money. We'll go to Saudi Arabia. You know why? Money.
Pretty much.
Now,
We'll sell out to Peacock and screw everybody in the U.S. out of all the content they've been paying for years. You know why? Money.
Money.
you know what was funny is because I have Peacock, and after it was on there, I just went on, and because I seen it, I was like, oh shit, WWE's on there, because now it's a little tab up top, so I went over to it, and I'm going through. They didn't have any of their like original content shows, like the ride along, Table for Three, or they didn't have any of that stuff either.
I didn't expect him to bring over the podcast that reeks of awesomeness just because one half is gone, but still it's not there.
No.
And that was some funny shit.
No, actually, yeah.
Unfortunately, Christian is no longer, but that was some funny shit. But yeah, I don't know, Pepsi Phil. It's gonna have to play itself out a little bit. It's still very new, very fresh, but it doesn't look good right now. That's for sure.
Right now, it's looking kind of bad.
And I have to apologize because with dealing with what I'm dealing with and having all this shit going on in the background, sometimes you ask for questions from people and then you totally flake on them. Like we answered Hobo Clown's question last week. We totally left out Chris, and I am so sorry, Chris. I don't usually do this.
My bad.
So we're going to go back, since we have some time, we're going to go back, and we're going to answer your question, because one of them that you gave us was damn good, and it might be hard to answer, but I'm going to leave it to these guys first. He asked, how different would the landscape of wrestling look right now if pandemic had never happened? For example, do you think guys like Jacob Fatu would be MLW champion? Kenny Omega would still be holding the AAA title, or even say Roosh with the ROH. Would they have these extended runs, or would things have been what else would have changed?
So I'll kick this one off.
Okay, let's go for it.
So I don't think Roosh would be champion in ROH. I'm just going to give you who I think would be champions in the rightful respect of his answer. I think Roosh would probably have lost to Mike Bennett by now.
Fair enough.
Or
EC3.
Or Taven would be the champion. Or even EC3. Not Taven. Fatu, he's not losing that title anytime soon, and until that feud with Hammerstone actually builds.
That's what I was going to say.
I mean, it's building now.
There's a bigger difference because I think
Hammerstone's.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I'll wait. Go. My bad. You think Hammerstone?
I think as like AAA title, yeah. I don't think Kenny would have the AAA title because he probably would have dropped it before he won the AEW title. And as far as Impact goes, I don't know.
I gotta
Actually,
say,
you know what? I think Tessa would still be the champion. I'll be dead ass fucking honest with you. Or she would have. Or she would have just because the pandemic is what caused all this shit with her.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That
because
is
she was in
contract.
Mexico and she wouldn't come back.
Right.
None of this shit would have happened with Tessa if Corona didn't hit. She'd still be right at the top of the mountain of Impact, and or she'd already be in WWE or wherever.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if we had Tessa Blanchard versus Kenny Omega coming up at Rebellion
That would be fucking amazing.
for like and winner takes all?
Because she's not bad. She's just
No,
a
she's
sketchy person.
just a bit of a sketchy bitch, but as a wrestler,
She's not a bad wrestler. She's a bad person.
yes.
Therein lies
She's
the difference.
she's the female
There's quite a
Tyrus.
few of those.
You remember how I said I don't like Tyrus the person, but I like the wrestler?
Yeah. That's
She's the female Tyrus.
yes. Agreed.
Now I will say I think one of the things the pandemic is screwing with or one of the companies that it's screwing with especially is MLW, because obviously Jacob Fatu has had that belt for a while, and obviously Hammerstone has been the man who's supposed to take it from him for a while, but they had to shut down. Since they've been back, they have basically been throwing roadblocks in front of Hammerstone, because I think they are waiting to try to get a crowd and a venue involved before they have that moment. So, you know, since they've been back for the last few months, Hammerstone has gone through Mods Kruger and Mil Muertes, who now stole his open weight title and ran off with it to Aztec Underground. And now there's a big feud developing there. But I think they're putting roadblocks in front of Alex Hammerstone to wait for things to open up so that they can get you to him versus Fatu. Because they didn't just come back with it, which is what we thought originally, looking at social media, looking at YouTube clips, that sort of thing. So that would have definitely been different had the pandemic not existed. I don't know if we would have some of these people in the spotlight if they were in front of a live crowd. Some of these people, I'm not saying like Kenny Omega. If Kenny Omega's the cleaner, people are going to cheer for him. But some of these people who are prominent on shows, and I'm not saying Kenny Omega, but I'm looking right behind him at Don Callis, would probably not be getting as much airtime if there were real fans. Some of these wrestlers, you know, like, for instance, at Fastlane Retribution broke up. Does anybody even know that? Because nobody's talking
Only if you
about
watched it.
Nobody's talking about it. Nobody even fucking cares. But Retribution would have probably got booed out of every stadium they were in with a live crowd because they were so fucking lame. So it would not have taken this long to have broken them up.
They weren't.
But I do appreciate that it brought.
Sorry, Wendy.
Oh no, you're good. I do appreciate that it brought back Mustafa Ali into the spotlight. That's one thing that came out of COVID. A lot of these guys that were kind of not necessarily forgotten but pushed to the back because there was no one else. It's like, okay, I guess we'll use them now.
Right.
And it reminded us like some of these guys are actually really good.
It almost, you know, I don't know, because again, this is one of those things where you got to see it in front of a real crowd to know, like, are people actually okay with Apollo Cruz's new gimmick?
No, not at fucking all.
Because I'm so torn by it. Like,
No.
I don't think that's, like, he... You know, like, I get his roots and everything else, but the accent out of nowhere and the spear and all this other shit, and I'm like, okay, it feels weird. I don't know how to. It doesn't exactly feel racist, but it just feels weird.
It's not racist because Apollo is African American, you know.
Oh, yeah, he's got
nothing
roots.
racist.
He's got Nigerian roots. I get that. But just the whole thing, like the accent from nowhere, the big spear all of a sudden. It feels odd.
I was just getting ready to say they pulled the reverse Kofi Kingston on us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is exactly what they did.
I thought you were Jamaican.
Although I'll be honest, like WWE WWE seems to be obsessed with doing everything backwards these days. Because if you go back to last week, Brucey had asked me, was there anything worth watching on Raw? And I said Sheamus versus Bobby Lashley, right? Because they had this one-on-one war. It was knockdown, it was drag out, and Lashley won, and then Drew got involved. Skip ahead to this week, and they started the show with the main event from last week, Sheamus and Lashley. Only now, the Hurt Business gets involved, helps Bobby win, then Bobby gets mad, and he tells Shelton and Cedric to do something to make up for it, and they go after Drew McIntyre. Isn't that backwards? Shouldn't they have done that in the main event, and then he comes out this week and proves that he don't need him, instead of beat him clean one week, and then the next week need help?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Everything
is backwards.
Nope. You said this, and I put it together. They are making Bobby Lashley. They're taking Roman's gimmick from SmackDown, and they are now giving it to Bobby Lashley, and he's gonna start friggin' bossing around and basically treating Ced and Shelton like the Usos.
And please,
is exactly what's happening.
And please, Grandma, don't forgive me for stealing this, but all I have to say to that is like, but why?
No, yeah, agreed.
He doesn't need it. He
But
does not need it.
the recipe for WWE, if something's working really well on one
If
show,
it ain't broke, fix it.
We're going to do it on another show.
We're gonna use it on the other side.
Listen, it was just like when Seth Rollins went like an hour and a half in that first Iron Man match. And then Kofi came out with the next Iron Man match was Kofi. He came out. And then they did another Iron Man match to get into a title match on SmackDown.
They were obsessed with Iron Man matches for a good 3 weeks.
They were obsessed with them because it was getting people over.
Because people were into it.
Once the person that won was like literally getting over. Like they were over as fuck.
Yeah.
And it was just like back in the day when every pay-per-view had a triple threat match. Mm-hmm. They were like, oh my God, triple threat matches. These things are amazing. There's no rules and there's 3 people. Oh, look at this. We're going to have one every pay-per-view. We'll have 3 of them.
A little much.
And that's what they do. Is oversaturate.
And yet Cody is oversaturating in AEW. Fuck no. Triple threats, multi-person shit. That is totally oversaturated in wrestling in general. Like, enough of that shit. I come to WrestleMania because I want to see like 2 of the best go one-on-one. I don't want to see,
I can't say I'm not surprised.
But like Bobby does not need the Roman gimmick. Like Bobby has gotten himself over as the CEO of the Hurt Business with MVP, with these guys working together, not exactly as equals, but at least with mutual respect for one another. And now all of a sudden he's treating Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander like they're Juicy Oozy 1 and 2. Sorry, Grandma. She's like, I fucking hate you.
I love it. I love that they're being called Juicy.
She stole Bork from me. That's all I can say to her.
And I didn't apologize.
Nope, you did not.
It's
okay.
The Hurt. There was nothing wrong with the Hurt Business.
No.
There was nothing wrong. They worked. They don't need. So basically, what they're doing.
The Hurt Business. The Hurt Business. If I can breathe. Sorry, breathe. The Hurt Business formed because MVP found guys floundering on a Raw roster and helped to elevate them to another level together.
Yes.
I'm not saying they all got to the same level because it's hard to get on that Lashley level. You gotta be a certain type of person, but he brought them up and put them on another level to the point where they were all walking around with gold at one point or another, whether it was Bobby with the US title or the WWE Championship and Shelton and Cedric with the Raw titles. They all came up together.
They don't have them no more?
No. New Day.
Yeah, New Day has them again.
New Day has them for the 11th time. And
Day rocks.
Yes. And
my dog's over here just ignoring me.
And and then the New Day will be defending those titles at WrestleMania against AJ Styles and a debuting Omos.
Get the fuck it, eat it.
I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, really?
There's a live reaction I was saving.
Yep.
He's like, hold up. Woosah. Woosah. Woosah, motherfucker.
Oh my God.
Pretty
I
much,
know.
pretty much.
I know.
You know what I want to see? I
What
want
do you
to
wanna
see AJ Styles versus Big E for the Intercontinental title. Is what I
That
wanna
would be
see at
cool.
WrestleMania.
Oh, that would be sick.
I'll be honest.
That's what I want to see.
I think we're probably going to get another round of Big E versus Apollo, but I don't know for sure. But after Fastlane, the way that ended and the beating that Big E took after he won, we will probably get that again. But that would be cool. I do want to see Omos actually fight. I don't even know if this guy can wrestle.
He's been at the PC for like a year and a half.
He's been at the PC for a minute. He's been a ninja,
Totally
a bodyguard.
skipped NXT.
He's AJ Styles' best friend, you know. So
Of course he skipped NXT. He's a big motherfucker, and we all know how much fucking Vince McMahon loves.
and I
big
definitely
dudes.
I can't exactly hate on the New Day for winning again. I was just hoping maybe we get some kind of rematch at WrestleMania or something. I didn't expect AJ and Omos, if I'm saying the name correctly. I used to call him Almost. I don't think that's right, so I think I'm closer. But so yeah, there's that, and then there's, don't forget now, when Braun Strowman starts running around the ring, we get choo-choo noises. Because nothing screams adult content like choo-choo noises when Braun Strowman starts running around the ring hitting people.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Can I get us out of a rabbit hole, Dom? Because I want to ask.
I had to get it all out, bro. I'm sorry.
We talked about something I believe that we talked about last week when she was unable to be here.
Go for it.
So there's been speculations, Wendy,
Rumors,
that
if
the
you will.
mercenary Flip Gordon is going to get a faction, and AOP is going to be the two guys in his faction with the mercenary Flip Gordon. How do you feel about that, and would you enjoy Flip Gordon being pushed to the forefront?
To be 100p, y'all, 100% honesty and full transparency.
Dead ass.
I'm not familiar enough with Flip Gordon to make a judgment either way. But that being said, I think this would be a good opportunity to make him known to people like me who aren't so familiar with him, and to bring AOP into it. I fucks with it. You know, I mean, when those guys were in NXT, they weren't too bad. So this might be the opportunity they need to have a chance, you know?
Yeah, I'll take that a step further. AOP were great until they got put with Drake Maverick, and then things just went off the rails and never got back on. But as somebody that knows Flip Gordon, and you're asking a question that got like people fired in Ring of Honor, so this is not an easy one, because even they said Flip Gordon couldn't draw. I believe they're wrong, and I would like to see him, you know, head up a faction. I think he and AOP probably have more potential than like all of Retribution ever.
I don't understand this whole I mean, I read all the text messages and I saw it. Like I don't get it. Flip Gordon was one of ROH's hottest fucking talents going before the pandemic hit.
Absolutely.
He really was. You know, and the Bucks and them made him a fucking star from BTE. Just like they made SCU.
I mean,
on BTE.
I know it's been a while, but does anybody remember his title match against Nick Aldis at Hard Times?
Oh,
that match was beautiful.
Awesome.
And
that was a
Nick
good
Aldis,
match. I
Nick
forgot.
Aldis got the win by this much with a roll up. Like he basically lucked his way out of losing to Flip Gordon. So the guy is definitely talented. He's got a decent look. He can go. He's got everything that you would think like could draw. I'm sorry, ROH, but that's just how I feel. So if you want to put him in the head of a faction, especially with the guys from AOP who are monsters, yeah, I'm all for it. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, that
it's
sounds
like
good.
the new Villain Inc. You know,
Yeah,
only
yeah.
he's Marty and he's got two big guys behind him.
Yeah.
And his two big guys
Yeah.
might be better than like
Yeah.
PCO and Brody King. Brody King.
No, Brody King's
Mm-hmm.
fucking amazing.
I'm not saying he isn't. I'm just saying AOP might be even scarier and bigger and maybe just as, if not more talented, especially as a team. So it would make more sense as a faction. But that's another thing I think
Well,
might have changed had it
Their
not.
their gimmick.
Go. You're good.
I was saying their gimmick actually fits their gimmick actually fits the mercenary that
Yeah.
Flip Gordon is
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Like when they came out with the tactical vest, like it fits.
Oh yeah.
It's like a match made in fucking.
This is
heaven.
not this again. It's not Drake Maverick in a tack vest and camo pants. So this fits. This is good.
It works.
This is perfect. So yeah, you hit on that. You know that, but I think that's going back to Chris's question. Another thing that was truly affected by pandemic. Had it never happened, I think we might have NWA Power on an actual television network and not Fight TV.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Because they were skyrocketing when they first came out. And they were on their way to something huge. Another Crockett Cup, a real venue for a pay-per-view with 12 to 15,000 seats and all that. And then pandemic. Shut them down completely. They just came back over, the weekend last week and this Tuesday with Power. I honestly think had they been able to just keep going the way that they were going, they might actually be on a network at this point and not just on, Fight TV as part of a subscription bundle.
Yeah.
Because they were tearing it up.
Oh yeah, they really were.
Hell yeah.
So I really think we would have been there. That's definitely something that the pandemic affected in wrestling. But it didn't dawn on me until I started talking about NWA. I was like, wait a minute.
Wait a tick, I know this.
And also,
Oh, excuse me.
shout out to Camille, because she looked great in her first match back against Thunder Rosa. I thought maybe, she's been off for a while, a little ring rust or something. No, not even a little
She's
bit.
been training. She's been training
Not
hard.
even a little bit. And we may have to say goodbye to some of the Mission Pro people that were working with AEW on Dynamite and Dark because they've started to slowly filter into NWA now.
Mm.
We just had Camille beat one of Thunder Rosa's students,
Oh yeah.
Alex Gracias,
Uh-huh.
the pink-haired chick.
Yeah, yeah.
It was on,
I
like,
caught
Dark
I caught
and
a bit of that
Dynamite.
on, what was it? Camille's Instagram stories. She
Mhm.
posted something about it, and I was like, yes.
And there's supposed to be more coming. Oh, that was another thing. I don't know if you guys can. Well, I don't know if you guys can answer this because Chris was asking like what we thought of the debuts of Taryn Terrell and Velvet Sky on commentary
Huh?
during. Okay, so obviously you can't. Yeah, during NWA Back for the Attack when they had the match with Camille and Thunder Rosa, Taryn Terrell was a guest commentator during the match. And then when NWA Power came back, Velvet Sky is now part of the three-person table. It's her, Joe Galley, and Tim Storm. And he wanted to know what we thought of them doing commentary. Now, as far as Taryn went, I think that was just a guest spot for that minute because she had said while she was at the commentary table, I've done a lot of things in my career. I've never been the NWA World's Women's Champion, and so consider me here to scout. And I was like, oh, this bitch coming back. Ooh.
I caught that elsewhere, and I think you had mentioned something about it, Dom.
Yeah, I think I did in the moment I messaged you guys. I was like, holy shit, did you?
Yeah.
And,
so wait a minute. Power came back this week?
Tuesday, yes, on Fight TV.
Son of a bitch, I might have to watch it.
It's unfortunately it's back as part of a subscription bundle, and you got to pay $5 a month.
Which all things considered isn't the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, we were
now,
paying $9.99 for the network, so
Now,
Actually,
I don't
hadn't paid
know.
that for a
I
couple
don't know
years.
how much. I know the episodes of Power are
you know what I
included.
mean.
I don't know if they're going to include like their pay-per-views in that bundle, like say Impact does. When you have Fight TV and you sign up for Impact Plus and that kind of thing, they either give you a break or they give you some of the pay-per-views.
I'll find it on YouTube.
You're not going to find it on YouTube, bruh. Trust me. But it's they have NWA Power under a subscription bundle for $4.99 a month. And I figured since I'm saving my Peacock money because of my cable, I might as well just pop for it. So there are your options. You can watch NWA Power every week, or you can subscribe to Peacock and wait for them to go through decades upon decades of content from the WWE Network from multiple promotions till you can watch something there. At least I know I'm gonna have something to watch when I sign up for the Power Bundle. Like every Tuesday, there it is.
Yep.
But yeah, Taryn Terrell definitely looked like she was just, as she said, scouting. Velvet Sky is actually part of the announced team as far as
she's retired.
and I have to say I liked her very much.
Okay.
My only problem with her was she was very quiet and very timid as she was speaking about these matches. Like she would even go so far as to say like, "Oh, that looked like it hurt, just like that." I was like,
Like
Val,
she's trying to not wake the baby.
hold up, time out. Vel, boo, come here, let me holler at you real quick.
Velvel.
You gotta, I know you got a microphone right here and everything, but you don't have to whisper. Like, speak up, get animated. Just don't, oh, these are two of the best women, and I can't wait for this to blah blah blah. It's like, huh?
There's no baby here that you're trying to keep asleep.
Right? There were times listening to her where I felt like Hulk Hogan because I kept doing the ear thing. Like, give it to me, Vel, But she was good. I'm not saying she was terrible at it or anything. She was just very quiet and very reserved, which is not something you see very often behind the table at a wrestling show.
It's not something you want at a wrestling show.
No.
Like, if this was like a chess competition, let's get to whisper mode. But it's a wrestling show. Like, you got to get as animated as
if it was like
for it.
if it was golf on ESPN, then you expect to whisper. She sounded like she was covering golf.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh my god, that looked like it hurt." Like, speak up. We're not. There's no sign that says quiet or anything. Nobody's trying to sink a 12-foot putt. Speak up.
Yeah.
Hopefully she'll find her voice and like her actual announcing voice and be more confident in that.
I think it was the very first time she's ever done something like this, and maybe she was a little nervous. Maybe she was on the spot. I don't know, but she did well. She was just a little quiet. I'm the opposite. Sometimes I get too loud. She's too quiet.
Noisy. Sorry, it's Bianca Belair just defeated Natty, but she like lost an eyelash, so she was just like doing a wonky face.
Was she doing like the Rocky Balboa? Cut me, I can't see nothing.
yeah, pretty much. She just lost an eyelash.
Oh man. Oh. But yeah, I'm glad NWA is finally back, but I think if anything if anything in this pandemic that just ran roughshod and ruined something in wrestling, NWA's momentum is right there on top of the list.
Mm-hmm.
Hammerstone versus Fatu is probably right below it, and I don't think Kenny Omega would have kept the AAA title for this long. I just don't.
No. I mean, like the way it's playing out because of the pandemic is, it's whatever. But he's not doing anything about it. He doesn't come out with it. It barely gets mentioned.
Right.
I wish they would bring more attention to it.
What did we see it like one time on Dynamite when he was fighting Phoenix and he took his shirt off or whatever, and the Mega
just
Championship
kind of be like
was
a douche and be like,
just to rub it in his
was
face.
this yours?
Oh,
Yeah,
did I
pretty
take
much.
this from you?
Well,
Yeah,
he also defended it against Jack Evans.
That's right. I'm sorry, I forgot about that one. But the one that stuck out was Phoenix. But yeah, he's had it forever. But he's brought it on Dynamite twice. Granted, it's 2 more times that Moxley showed up with the IWGP US title, but that's neither here nor there. But here's another side to that coin, though. Do you think that without pandemic, we would have all these promotions trying to throw their alphabet soup together and work with one another? Because it didn't happen until.
I don't think so. No, I think they would all just see each other as competition still. So this is one of the good things, in my opinion, that came out of it, you know.
Because I don't like to be totally negative about a situation. Like, yeah, a lot of things could have changed if the pandemic wasn't there. But we probably wouldn't have AEW working with Impact and New Japan and NWA and so on and so forth, if not for what's happening right now. So, at least there's that.
Yeah. So, I mean, some good things came out of it, you know.
Behold your silver lining.
There it is.
Found it.
Got it. And I think on that note, unless we've got anything else, because it also looks like Wendy's gonna have to dip out of here in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
We might as well
Me
just
and Leia
call
gotta
it
go
a,
pick up.
we might as well just call it a show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
we had a good one.
call it. Dog.
Absolutely. Brucey, please tell everybody where they can find us on social media, and we'll go
On
from
social
there.
network.
You on social networking.
On the social networking.
You can find us. Choo Choo Train. You can find us.
Where's Braun Strowman? Where's Braun Strowman?
No, you can find if you
I'm
want
ready
to check
for that
us out on
motherfucker.
Facebook. You can find us on Facebook at Top Rope Wrestling Talk. We are a publicly traded Facebook group. Come in, invite yourself. We will accept you. If it's not one of us three, it's one of our other admins or moderators. We will let you in. Come talk everything wrestling with us. You can find us on Twitter at Top Rope WT. Come on there, throw some hashtags, check out other podcasts that follow us and other wrestlers that follow us and stuff like that. We go on there, we talk shit. Dom talks shit. I'll go on there and drop something a couple times here or there. You can also find us on Instagram at top_rope_wrestling_talk. You can find us there as well. If you guys want some merch, you can find our merch on Facebook at TRWT merch page. Go on there, follow, hit up the merch maker, and she will throw together whatever style shirt you want. We are still doing our contest for our
we're still working on that.
We're working on that for our new logo. You can also find the merch maker on Instagram at TRWT_merch. And Wendy, tell these fine people where they can listen to us.
Are they really that fine, though?
Yes.
I'm sure they
If
are.
they listen to us, they are fine.
Yeah,
they're
they're
fine,
pretty fine.
and they're fine, and
folks.
they're
Hey.
fine, and dare I say, dandy.
Hey, did Camille
Yeah,
kick
yeah.
off
You know
Power?
what? Fucking fail.
Did Camille kick off Power
How the
Wrestling?
Yeah.
I believe she did, yeah.
She did.
How the fuck yeah?
Beat the tar out of some girl with pink hair.
Yeah, that was Alex Gracia.
Yeah.
It's free. I'm sorry.
Don't show that. They'll shut it down.
Yes. All right. Where you can find us? You can find us on anchor.fm/TRWT. From there, you can find us wherever podcasts are distributed. I'm so sorry. Did I wake you up, girl? You can find us on
Everywhere.
Everywhere. You can find us on Spotify, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on. You have to search for us on iHeartRadio, but we are on iHeartRadio and wherever. Stitcher, wherever you listen to your podcast, that's where you'll
Everywhere.
find us. Apparently, I got to speak like Velvet Sky because Leia over here is grumbling about my loudness. It is what it is,
So
doggy.
you can also find us.
Still here making faces like.
And of course, I know
Camille is fucking amazing.
she really is.
Isn't
truly
she?
is.
I'm in love.
Camille is a gift that wrestling fans don't deserve. I'm just gonna leave it at that. And of course, if you are listening to us on one of our many podcast platforms, you can also see our beautiful faces, my uncomfortable poses, all my pops, Brucey's scarf, Wendy's dog, everything right here at Foxden Productions. Just search on YouTube We are the flagship show. There's a few other shows. There's there's cute dogs. There's over 100 total episodes on that channel. A lot of bonus content from TRWT that you don't get on Anchor. A ton of stuff. And we want to thank everyone for, again, helping us hit the WrestleMania goals of over 400 group members, over 100 subscribers, over 200 followers on Twitter. Keep coming. Keep subscribing. Keep following. Keep coming into group. Find us on the Instagram. Add us there. Follow us there. Get involved. Ask your questions. And of course, as always, stay safe out there. Wear your mask. We will be back sometime after my surgery this coming Thursday. But until then, goodbye. Mwah.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
There it is. And good night. Bang.
Oh shit! I spaced.
You're cool. Peace, y'all.
Means money.
This is Zip Squad, bitch.
Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss.